Let's get started with our first news. Nobody lives up to their nickname better than Merab, the Machine. The reigning bantamweight champion once again proved why he's one of the most relentless fighters in the UFC. At UFC 320, Merab put on an incredible display of pressure, wrestling, and an improved striking, completely drowning Corey Sandhagen across 5 rounds to earn a dominant unanimous decision victory in the co-main event Saturday night. Merab nearly scored a knockout finish after blasting Sandhagen with heavy punches in the second round. For a moment, it looked like the fight might be over, but Corey somehow survived the onslaught. Still, he just couldn't slow Merab down no matter what he tried. The champion's engine never stopped, and his pace continued to overwhelm Sandhagen all the way to the final horn. With this win, Merab has now defended his bantamweight title 3 times in 2025, solidifying his status as one of the most dominant champions in the sport. And he's already looking ahead to his next challenge. During the post-fight interview, Merab revealed that he wants to stay active and defend his belt once again before the year ends, ideally in December. "I would love to fight in December," Merab said. "I want to be busy. I don't want to wait too long for the next contender. I think Petr Yan is on a 3-fight win streak. He's a former champion, and I believe he deserves a title shot. If the UFC wants it, I'm ready to fight in December. No problem." When asked about the possibility of headlining the December card, Merab smiled and said, "Right now there's no main event for December. Maybe we can get it. That would be good." Merab also admitted he was stat-padding takedowns against Sandhagen just to add to his growing UFC record. "Yeah, I heard about 20 takedowns. This is good. There were moments in the fight where I was just taking him down for the record," he said with a laugh. The machine keeps rolling, and it looks like Petr Yan might be next in line for the storm. Move on to another news. Ilya sent a heartfelt message to Merab following his massive victory over Corey Sandhagen at UFC 320. The featherweight champion took to social media shortly after the fight, showing nothing but love and respect for the bantamweight king. Ilya wrote, "Brother, we've reached the point where your victories seem almost normal, but we all know how hard it is to get there. I say it with pride. You're a living legend, an example of hard work, sacrifice, and heart. Beyond the fighter, you're an incredible person with a soul too big for your chest. We love you, we support you, and we're with you every step of the way." It was a powerful message from one champion to another, showing the kind of brotherhood and mutual respect that defines the best of mixed martial arts. Ilya and Merab have always shared a strong bond, both representing the same region with pride and passion, and both carving their names in UFC history through relentless dedication and discipline. Merab's win over Sandhagen at UFC 320 was nothing short of dominant. The machine once again proved why he's one of the most unstoppable forces in the bantamweight division. From the opening bell, he pressed forward, mixing constant pressure with elite-level wrestling and improved striking. Sandhagen, known for his technical movement and creativity, tried everything he could to keep Merab off him. But nothing worked. The relentless pace, the non-stop takedowns, and the never-ending cardio broke Sandhagen down round after round. After 5 hard-fought rounds, Merab walked away with a unanimous decision victory, defending his bantamweight title for the 3rd time this year. The win further cemented his legacy as one of the most dominant champions in recent UFC memory. Ilya's message came straight from the heart, reflecting not just admiration for Merab's skills, but deep respect for his character. It reminded fans that behind the toughness and intensity of these fighters lies true friendship, loyalty, and humanity. Both Ilya and Merab now stand at the top of their divisions, representing the new wave of European champions taking over the UFC. With Merab's unstoppable rise and Ilya's continued dominance at featherweight, the future looks bright for these two warriors who continue to inspire fans around the world with their heart, passion, and brotherhood. Move on to another news. Backstage after their intense 5-round battle at UFC 320, Merab and Corey Sandhagen were seen showing pure class and respect toward one another. Despite the grueling war they just went through, both fighters took the time to embrace, exchange words, and acknowledge the effort and heart each man brought to the octagon. In the footage shared online, Corey approached Merab with a smile and said, "Hey, it's an honor to fight you." Merab responded immediately, showing his trademark humility and respect. "Thank you, brother. You're amazing." Corey then added with determination, "I'll see you next time. I'm gonna get you next time." Merab laughed and replied, "Hey, you're an animal. You got me too." The two warriors shook hands and hugged, both clearly exhausted, but full of admiration for one another. Merab continued, I know. You got me good. You almost finished me. Corey smiled, appreciating the honesty, and replied, Thank you, man. It was a moment that perfectly captured the spirit of true martial arts. Two elite competitors who gave everything they had, only to come together afterward as brothers in battle. Fans online quickly reacted to the clip, praising both fighters for their sportsmanship and mutual respect. Many pointed out how refreshing it was to see that level of humility and camaraderie after such a high-stakes title fight. One comment read, This is what the sport is all about: respect, heart, and honor. In another video from backstage, Merab was also seen sharing a moment with light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira. Both men congratulated each other on their incredible victories that night. Merab smiled as he shook Alex's hand, saying, Congrats, brother. You did amazing. Pereira replied, You too, champion. You're a machine. It was a night filled with unforgettable performances. But these behind-the-scenes moments reminded everyone that beyond the punches, the kicks, and the takedowns, there's a deep level of mutual respect between the fighters. Merab continues to prove he's not only a relentless competitor inside the cage, but also one of the most humble and genuine champions outside of it. Moments like this show why MMA fans around the world continue to love and respect the sport, and the warriors who give it everything they've got. Move on to another news. Former light heavyweight champion Jiri delivered another incredible performance at UFC 320. After withstanding 2 full rounds of heavy pressure from Khalil Roundtree Jr., Jiri came back in classic warrior fashion and finished the fight in the 3rd round with a brutal left hand. The knockout came at the 3:04 mark of the final round, sending the crowd into an uproar as Jiri once again proved why he's one of the most dangerous and unpredictable fighters in the division. The victory was a massive statement. After the fight, Jiri took the microphone and made his intentions clear. He wants a trilogy fight with Alex Pereira. During the post-fight press conference, Jiri was calm but determined as he explained his vision for what comes next. I believe I'm in a position to fight for the belt, he said confidently. It doesn't matter how. I will find a way. I will always find a way. Reporters asked if he truly believed fans would be interested in a 3rd fight against Pereira, considering he's already been defeated twice by the Brazilian champion. Jiri didn't hesitate. Yes, he said firmly. Because of the way I fight, because of my spirit, fans know I will come back stronger. I'm not the same man who fought him before. I've learned from those fights. I've evolved. He went on to reflect on his 2 previous battles with Pereira, acknowledging both the mistakes he made and the lessons he took from them. I will take everything I've learned from those 2 fights, he said. I will not repeat my mistakes. I will be better. I will find a way. It was a message that resonated deeply with fans, not just because of the potential for another epic clash with Pereira, but because of Jiri's mindset. He represents the true samurai spirit of MMA, always seeking growth, redemption, and mastery through battle. With his knockout win over Roundtree, Jiri has officially reinserted himself into title contention. And if the UFC is looking for another blockbuster main event, a trilogy between Jiri and Pereira might be exactly what the fans want to see. 2 warriors, 1 unfinished story, and the promise of something even more spectacular the 3rd time around. Move on to another news. Alex Pereira once again proved why he's one of the most dangerous men in the UFC. After losing his light heavyweight title in his first fight with Magomed Ankalaev, Pereira called that loss a fluke, and on Saturday night, he backed up every word. In the main event of UFC 320, Pereira needed just 8 seconds to deliver a devastating TKO victory over Ankalaev in the rematch, reclaiming his 205-pound crown in brutal fashion. The performance was short, violent, and absolutely emphatic, the kind of statement only Pereira can make. Now that he's back on top of the light heavyweight division, the big question is what's next for the 2-division champion? Will he stay at 205? Or will he finally make the move up to heavyweight? Speaking to Chris Weidman after the fight, Pereira made his intentions crystal clear. Heavyweight, he said without a moment's hesitation. That's what I want next. Weidman mentioned that Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gane are already booked to fight soon, and that waiting for the winner would make the most sense. But Pereira quickly shut that idea down. No, I want a super fight, he said firmly. Weidman laughed and said, a super fight at heavyweight? I could think of one, maybe Derek Lewis? But Pereira had something much bigger in mind. Without hesitation, he responded, "Jon Jones. That's a super fight." Pereira's eyes are now locked on the reigning heavyweight champion, Jon Jones, a matchup fans have been dreaming about for years. The idea of Pereira, one of the most lethal strikers in MMA history, going up against one of the greatest fighters of all time, would be nothing short of a mega event. What makes this even more interesting is the timing. The UFC's upcoming White House event has been teased as one of the biggest shows in company history, and Pereira wants that to be the stage where he and Jones finally meet. Jon Jones. That's the super fight, he repeated with confidence. If the UFC can make it happen, this would easily be one of the most anticipated fights ever. A true clash between power, legacy, and greatness. Alex Pereira versus Jon Jones at heavyweight. The world would be watching. Move on to another news. Alex Pereira might have another potential super fight waiting for him after UFC 320, and this time it's coming from the middleweight division. Khamzat has once again called out Pereira, reigniting a rivalry that's been brewing for years, long before either man became a UFC champion. The undefeated middleweight star wasted no time after Pereira's dominant win over Magomed Ankalaev, taking to X to send a direct message. He wrote, "Congrats. Now we need to finish our business." It wasn't just a call-out, it was a challenge years in the making. Fans will remember that Khamzat has been calling out Pereira ever since both were climbing the ranks at 185 pounds. The two have exchanged words multiple times, with Khamzat claiming he would dominate Pereira if they ever met inside the cage. Now, with both men holding UFC gold in separate divisions, the timing for that clash feels closer than ever. During the post-fight press conference, Pereira was asked about Khamzat's latest message. Staying composed as always, the newly crowned light heavyweight champion showed respect, but made it clear he has other goals in mind. "Thanks for congratulating me," Pereira said. "But all I want now is a super fight. I want to fight at heavyweight. That's my focus right now." Pereira's response immediately cooled down the idea of a matchup with Khamzat, at least for now. He's made it clear that his next move will be up, not down, as he continues to chase greatness across multiple divisions. Still, Khamzat's call-out didn't go unnoticed. Many fans and fighters reacted online, saying the potential showdown between the two would be an absolute blockbuster if it ever happens. Khamzat, known for his fearless attitude and relentless pressure, has never backed down from a challenge, and his confidence remains sky-high. Pereira, on the other hand, has already proven his dominance in both the middleweight and light heavyweight divisions. And now he's eyeing something even bigger, a move to heavyweight, possibly for a showdown with Jon Jones. While Pereira remains focused on his pursuit of the next super fight, Khamzat's challenge adds even more intrigue to the landscape. Two champions, two different divisions, and a rivalry that refuses to die. Move on to another news. Jiří Procházka has finally explained why he got emotional after Alex Pereira's victory over Magomed Ankalaev at UFC 320. Cameras caught Jiří cageaside visibly moved when Pereira scored that incredible first-round TKO to reclaim the light heavyweight title. Many fans noticed the emotion on his face and wondered why a man known for his stoic samurai mindset was on the verge of tears. Speaking after the event, Jiří revealed the real reason behind those emotions, and it had everything to do with respect, friendship, and shared history. "To watch the main event and see Alex win the way he did, it made me really happy," Jiří said. "Cameras caught me? Yeah, maybe a little emotional. But it's because win or lose, whatever happens, I have a good relationship with Alex and his team, with Glover Teixeira and all of those guys. My team and his team, we respect each other. We share that warrior energy." Jiří went on to explain that he genuinely wanted Pereira to win, not only because of their respect for one another, but also because of the way Magomed Ankalaev carried himself before the fight. "I really wished him to win," Jiří continued, "because all that stuff Ankalaev was saying before the fight, all those things he thought about himself, about others, it was too much. All the nonsense he was talking, I just didn't like that. So that's why I was happy to see Alex win. It wasn't about rivalry or revenge. For Jiří, it was about honor, something he's always spoken about as a core part of his martial arts philosophy. He sees Alex Pereira not just as a fighter, but as a fellow warrior, someone who represents strength, humility, and respect inside and outside the octagon. That emotional moment was a reminder of how deep the bonds between fighters can go. Even in a sport built on violence and competition, there's mutual understanding among those who have walked the same hard path. Jiri's reaction wasn't about victory or defeat. It was about the spirit of the fight, the discipline it takes to rise again, and the respect shared between true warriors. In the end, two men who have battled twice inside the cage continue to inspire one another through their dedication, courage, and unwavering heart.